Hey y'all, hey, and welcome to another session of Meditations with Marigny. So, I wanted to hop on this morning and have a quick chat with you in reference to, well, before I say that, I want to say thank you so much for those of you that have been joining my channel, and especially for the guys that have been sending me the information and saying that you've enjoyed the videos, you appreciate the fresh look at how a woman views relationships. I can really appreciate that because it's encouraging to know that there are men who are definitely looking for the type of woman that I would bring to the table. And I say that because these men are not reaching out to me to flirt with me or anything of that sort. They're just saying that it's good to see content that is coming forth with this sound and this voice. So I appreciate the encouragement because I know that it goes against the grain of what society is teaching right now. But I do know that there is a great pool of women who feel this way. And there is a great pool of women, even though the voice is louder for those that are saying things negatively about men and how they expect to be treated and the life of being privileged and things of that sort. The good thing is that there is a pool of women that do still respect and honor the headship of a man. And we are excited to be walking in a wife position versus seeing it as something that is negative and or something that we don't really like and or desire. So I just wanted to put that disclaimer out there. So right quick, I wanted to follow up in reference to really just kind of giving some thought to what do we really want. Yesterday I did the video and I was talking about, who's in the dating pool. And one of the components that Tripp spoke about, I talked about the young man who has his own podcast. And one of the things that it was a point that I knew I was trying to make that I missed on yesterday. So I kind of want to come back and just run that for this message today. And the point that he was talking about is some of you have been in the dating pool for too long. He spoke about the fact that you've gotten tired, and he used a great illustration of when you stay in the water. For instance, if you're in the water and you're waiting and you're waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting, it takes a stamina to build up to being able to wade water. It's one thing when you're in the water and you can stand up in the water, but it's another thing when you're in water that you have to keep floating in it. And one of the things he talked about was like dating fatigue. You know the fatigue of dating. You're exhausted from the back and forth. You're exhausted from meeting people and not getting a result. Sometimes we need to just step out of the pool. And that was an example that he gave. He said, sometimes you need to just get out the pool, go sit on the side, get you a towel and lay down and get some sun. And that is so true. We need to understand, like I stepped away from the dating arena for about 2 years. Um, yeah, about two and a half, 3 years. And so the thing is, when you step away, it gives you a chance to rejuvenate. It gives you a chance to, like, I didn't concentrate on anyone else. I was not looking at what someone else was doing, anything like that. I have spent the past 2 to 3 years just working on me. And with me doing that, that's why when I meet someone and we have a good vibe or we don't, it's quickly recognized. One of the things I said on the video on yesterday that I want to just clarify, because when I listened to it, I was like, well, oh, I didn't mean to say that way. I said that you can't meet someone in a month and know that that's your person. I want to clarify what I was trying to say with that, because sometimes when you're talking off the cuff, I don't have pointers in front of me. I don't have any cue cards or anything. All of my videos are they're straight just talking to the people that are listening to the videos. And I want to clarify that I do believe, honestly, that most men know within a 2-week time period, if he is spending any quality time with that woman, and I'm not necessarily talking about in person, if he is talking to her on the phone, he is having in-depth conversations with her, that man knows within a week to, I would say, a month. In a month is stretching it. If he's talking to her within the first 2 weeks time period, he's going to know whether or not she's the woman for him. And if he lays eyes on her and has the opportunity to take her out on a date and go somewhere with her, he knows. He automatically knows. He might not say it right then, but he knows within himself that this is somebody right here that I could see myself spending the rest of my life with. And with him doing that, one of the things that we have to look at, ladies, I did the video earlier this week on we are presenters, not chasers. He then moves into his God-given space where it says, he that findeth a wife finds a good thing. He that finds a wife is a man that's looking for a wife. People can say what they want to say. They can say that men in their 50s are not looking for wives. They can say that men in their 40s and their 50s and their 60s are not looking for wives. I beg to differ. I've talked to many men, and I won't say many. I've talked to several men that I have met through the online dating portal that I truly believe that those guys are interested in having a wife. The difference is whether or not I would be a good fit for them. So, and if I'm not, I'm gonna be honest. Like some people I've thought about now, like, man, he might be a good fit for this person right here, or he might be a good fit for this person right here. But that person, because I know the personality traits of that female, in my mind, I'm thinking they might be a good match. And the thing is, you have to know what you're desiring and what you're looking for. Intentionality is the key to any of these relationship processes. There are so many people who are not out here dating with the right intentions. They are literally dating for the hookup. And, if that's the woman that you're looking for, she's not going to be over here with me. And she's not likely going to be in any pool of women that I am dealing with. There are very few women that I know, and when I say few, one or two that I know that, they would be willing to date a man or go out with him just for the purpose of sleeping with him. And in that process, that's probably just because of the fact that she has everything else that she needs, and that might just be a need that she's trying to have fulfilled. But at the end of the day, most of the women that I know, most women that are going to be in my circle, and most women that I would confirm to participate in any type of relational possibility are going to be women of a high caliber. They're going to be women that have high standards, and they're going to be women that have an expectation that at some point they're going to become a wife. And I will just be honest with you, I don't see that taking a long time with the marriages that God has ordained. I believe that there are just as many people looking for a wife as there are women who want to avail themselves to become wives. So I think making sure that that pool of people can come together, that pool of people can get in the pool at the same time. Sometimes when you're in the pool, your person might be out the pool. And sometimes when you're out the pool, your person might be in the pool. And so what you really have to pray about is for God to put y'all in the pool at the same time. That's good. he just dropped that little nugget down right now. That's good. That both of you are in the pool at the same time, moving at the same direction. I use the swimming pool as an illustration, but y'all, Marigny can't swim. Like literally, I cannot swim. I mentioned on a previous video, I think some while back, I don't even know what video it was on, but I mentioned that as a child, I almost drowned. And I love the water. Like I love to go to the beach. I love to go by the water. I love to go to the swimming pool. I might put my feet in. Every now and then I might get in the pool. But because of that near drowning experience, it put me in a position where I became fearful of water. And so I don't see the pool the same way that I used to see it. And so the way that we have to look at the dating pool is the same way. Some of y'all can't swim in the dating pool, and you can't be scared to get back in the water. One of the things that I did is I assured that my sons knew how to swim because I knew I could not. So from the time they were little boys, I put them in swim lessons. And I did that because as a mother, I knew I wanted to go to the beach and I wanted to go to the water and I knew I wanted to take them to the swimming pool. But I knew that if something happened urgently, I could not save them. That's good, y'all. So I made sure that I put the parameters in place to make sure that they could swim. So some of us, and I've been thinking about it lately, that I might get the courage to go and take some swim lessons so that I could learn how to swim. And I talked about healing on yesterday. Some of you are in the swimming pool, in the dating pool, and you're not healed. I talked about that because maybe that's something that I need to overcome. As I look at the parallel of relationships, I'm real good, strong in that area, I feel. But I've been scared to get back in the pool. Some of you are scared to get in the pool. Maybe you need to schedule some time to get you some lessons. And those lessons would be, to piggyback off of my message from yesterday, those lessons would be to get you some counseling. To get in some counseling, find out the areas of your life that you really do need to improve on. You might think that you're great and you're wonderful, but you might need a third party to tell you, no, this little spot right here, you need to work on it. You need to fix that. And let it be okay with your spirit that it's okay for me not to be perfect. Like, one thing that I realize is it is okay for me not to have everything together, because when I come together with my person, he'll have whatever it is that I need, and he'll be able to add to me and I'll be able to add to him, and we'll complement each other in that area. But we won't be afraid to get in the dating pool, because that's the only way that you're going to meet somebody. You can't sit over here on the sideline and be like, oh, I want to meet somebody. I think I want to meet some. I tell some of my girlfriends all the time, you are not going to meet him sitting at the house. You got to get out. You got to go to the store. You got to go to Home Depot. Yes. You got to go to Lowe's. You got to go to the bar sometimes. And if people feel like they want to go to the clubs, they can. I'm just not a clubbing kind of girl. Don't like a whole lot of smoke. Don't like my clothes smell like smoke when I come out of there. So we have to just make sure that we are healed when we go into the pool. And then be intentional with getting in the pool when you think that the people that you're going to be in the pool with are there too. So don't look at the pool, the dating pool, as a negative. Look at it as a positive. The glass is always half full. Y'all remember with me, it's going to always be half full. There's some stuff going on right now, and y'all would be like, man, she's still smiling. She's still happy. That don't mean that I don't shed some tears sometimes. It doesn't mean that I don't have some fears and things that I need to overcome. It just means that God has already worked those things out, and I have to trust and believe that and lean on him to carry me through that. And it's the same way with our relationships. We have to make sure that we're willing to heal. So go get the help that you need. Meet the people where they are. And then those that are a good fit for you, let them be a good fit. And those that are not, let them sit to the side. And it doesn't mean that it has to be ugly or malicious or anything like that. It's just that that person is not a good fit for you. And be okay with that. All right, y'all. So it's time for me to get on in the building. I'm going to get in here, log in. And I want you guys to have a wonderful day. Remember, don't be afraid to get in the dating pool, especially if you've done the part to do your healing. All right. Have a good night. Well, not a good night. Have a good day. Bye, y'all.